Good morning, Jams. Good morning. Buenos dias, Paula. Good morning, SR. Good morning, Ziggy. Good morning, David. Just go ahead. Excuse me. Just go ahead and just kind of wait here till yeah, just give folks here a few moments here to join us. All right, we got good morning, Keith. Good morning, Frizu. Good morning, Tech Maestro. All right, like I said, guys, I'm just giving folks a few minutes here before I get started. I do have the economic calendar for today up. I'm probably going to need to get started here too. Let's display this here. All right. So Tron is here, Axe is here. All right, just kind of waiting for my magic number here, guys, before I get started. Good morning. Good morning, Bellas. Good morning, Akshath. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started here, guys. I'm gonna start here with kind of a normal disclaimer here. Go ahead and bring this up here really quick. Just want to, kind of, communicate to everyone that everything that's being published here and distributed by the market trader is to be treated as general information. None of the information provided by the company or contained herein is intended as investment advice and offered to solicit to buy or sell or recommend, endorse, sponsor any security company or fund. Testimonials on the website may not be representative of other clients and customers and is not a guarantee of future performance or success. Use of the information contained on the company's website is to be used at your own risk, and the company, its partners, representatives, agents, employees, contractors assume no responsibility or liability for any use or misuse of such information. Futures trading contains substantial risk. It is not for every investor, and that investor could potentially lose all or more than their initial investment capital. Only risk capital money that you can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle should be used for trading, and only those individuals with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Nothing contained herein is a solicit to offer, buy, sell options or futures or forex. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Okay, so now that we have the risk disclosure out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and share the economic calendar. Okay, So you guys see that I've posted the 3-star events. We've already had some news here posting as far as jobless claims. I guess we have as far as initial jobless claims, we came in slightly under the forecast, about 5,000 under forecast, and then we have PPI here, who which also came in under at 0.2%. Now, the only bit of 3-star news that I found on the calendar is we have a 30-year bond auction here at 1 p.m. Eastern time. But otherwise, pretty as far in comparison to the news that we had yesterday, relatively light. Okay. So let's take a look at the markets. So I'm going to go ahead and switch screens here. We'll go to my gold. All right. So here we are looking at the daily chart. Okay. Just look right here. This does not look right. Let me stop. I think I had this in kind of replay mode, guys. So this I don't believe we're at 1800. So let's reset this. Yes, I do. Okay, this is more like it. All right, so let's remove some of these indicators. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Remove drawings. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so as you can see, it should not be any surprise here based on what we see on the charts that we are in an uptrend in the gold market. Okay, we had a bearish engulfing candle close yesterday on the daily, but very much in a uh, bullish channel to the upside. Okay, if anything, probably to the top end of that. Okay. So daily is telling us bullish, 4 hour, also similar behavior. The only thing maybe in the 4 hour, we are seeing a little bit of kind of a little bit of um, it looks like a topping pattern here to me. I'm not sure, but um, we have this kind of shoulder, and kind of an interesting maybe double top here. Um, Potentially, we have a little supply zone that was created here. We are reacting off of a demand zone right now and developing a bullish engulfing candle. Okay, so nothing here indicating that we are at risk for continuation to the downside, especially given the fact that we have a bullish engulfing candle that's being developed as we speak. Okay, so both the daily and the 4 hour are telling us the same, right? That we remain in a kind of a bullish price action. If I may, change my tune if this candle here that's developing is bullish. If that were to turn bearish and maybe break some of the structure here below us, then maybe I would, change my tune. Okay, but as long as this candle here remains bullish, well, then the likelihood is that we remain in this kind of bullish price action and potentially see higher prices in today's session. All right. So looking at the 30-minute chart, okay. Now I got rid of all my indicators here, which was not what I wanted to happen. So we'll have to kind of restore these here in a minute. But let's start with what we see. Okay. So price has been, I would say, kind of ranging. Okay, of late. You see this here is kind of a range, right? Range, not really any new highs or new lows that have been developed of late. Um, so we do have a developing bullish candle. Okay, it appears that it may be maybe change this here to a different color here. like a shade of pink. Okay, we appear to be having some. Am I not sharing my screen? Let's see. Oh, it looks like everybody sees my screen. You don't see anything. Okay, here we go. Try this again. All right. Hopefully you guys are seeing something now. Okay, awesome. Apologize, guys, for that. I should probably keep an open window. When when my Discord is blowing up, that's probably an indication I'm not sharing my screen. I was hearing all these notifications happening. So, in any case, guys, apologize for that. So, in any case, what I was saying here is daily was appeared to be bullish. 4 hour bullish to maybe more rangy, and then 30-minute was I would say more ranging, right? So I kind of drew in a supply zone above us. You could also argue that maybe I could easily draw a demand zone here on the bottom here. Okay, so let's restore some of my indicators since I got rid of them. All right, so here are my ADR levels. I'm going to add settlement. This will be a good exercise. It'll tell you the indicators that I have on my chart. And then so you've got ADR level, settlement price. I'm going to go Bjorgum, key levels, something of late that I've added to my charts. And let's see, one thing, the initial balance indicator that I've started to use here. I'll probably need to go in and configure it a bit because it does add a lot more than I like to see. Okay, so let me adjust that. So I'm going to go in here and change settings. Not really interested in some of these other lines. Okay, like to keep it as simple as possible. Okay. Is there anything? Oh, and then I need to change this to 1 hour. Okay. And this particular market is, was it 8:30 to 1500? So I think this needs to be changed to 7:30 since I'm dealing with a cold market. And I think this is close anyway. All right. Still getting some other lines here, but I think it's good enough for what we're about to describe here. Okay. So do I need historical initial balances? Probably not. Show labels, show price, show lists, style. I'm just going to keep it at lines. Okay. Keep it at lines. I don't need ranges here. Okay. All right. Okay, so one other thing I need to do here is I need to draw in my fixed range volume profile. So I'm going to go back to the 830 bar from yesterday, 830 bar from yesterday, which is somewhere in here, right there. Okay, drag that across to the 1330 bar, which is right about there. No, I think it might be a little off there. Right there, I believe. Yep. Okay. So here we are. Price is inside value, right? Which indicates that there really isn't any out of balance. Balance. We're in value. So not really a solid direction one way or the other. We are up against a supply zone right around value area high. Okay. I'm gonna darken these ADR levels here just to make it a little bit more visible for folks. See ADR, go up here, go to ADR levels, and I'm gonna darken the colors here. Visibility. No, that's not what I wanted. Plots, and I'm gonna make this a little bit darker. Make this a little bit darker. Okay. Now that looks a bit better. Okay, so we got a little bit of initial reaction off of supply zone. We're up at a decision point at value area high in the market. Um, we're developing an initial balance range as we speak. Okay, this is the range right now. So let me go ahead and identify what these levels are. So we have ADR high at, let's see, we're going to call it, let's see, 23, what is that? 2370 ish, 2370.7, 2370.7, 2370.7. ADR low is, what is that? 23, let's call it 2332.8, 2332.8. And then settle is, what's settle here? Settle is 2352, 2352.4. Okay, so these are kind of our important levels here in the market for gold. All right. So where should our focus be? Well, right now it appears that, oh, I forgot VWAP. Where's my VWAP? Was looking to see if whether we were above VWAP or below it. Volume weighted average price here. Okay. I'm going to have to adjust this too because it's going to draw some bands that I don't need. So boom, 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 boom. All right. So price is about to close above VWAP. Okay. Now, like I said, with this ranging behavior, VWAP really hasn't really served as a good, guys, reference level of late because it's just kind of overlapping these areas or kind of crossing through VWAP without much in the way of resistance. Okay. So honestly, would love to see price, kind of get above some of the structure to really kind of embrace the bullish or long trade. Okay, this area here could serve as resistance until it's broken, or we can remain in this range for some time. So it'll be interesting for me if we do manage, once we get maybe another candle here, after the second candle here, if we do manage to get above initial balance. Okay, if we're able to get above initial balance and hold initial balance, then we could have an opportunity to see this market or participate in this market long. Obviously, ADR here could present a little bit of how we say a wrench in the works. So if I'm a seller, I'd like to be a seller around 2370.7. Okay, if I'm a buyer, obviously down at the lows at 2332.8. Otherwise, my next reference levels are going to be the initial balance edges, right? Where we have here, that's, again, basically the high of this particular candle right now is 23, what is that? 62, 2362.2. Okay, that level right there. But I need to see it broken, right? I need to see price close above it before I will embrace the longs. Okay, let's take a little peek here and see if there's anything that I'm overlooking. But yeah, so that's kind of my I would say that's kind of my view of the market right now. Not really super excited given the fact that we are inside value. So I'm going to have to wait for more evidence from the participants on where they would like to take the market. So my focus is going to be on the initial balance range to see where these participants are looking to take the market. Again, if I'm a seller, I'm up here at ADR. If I'm a buyer, ideally down here, but right now we're in the middle, right? So not really sure in which direction this is going to take. Okay. So we have to remain patient. We have to watch the initial balance range, see what the market, what are the market participants able to do, and then work off of that, right? Let the market participants dictate to us what direction that they want to take the market. Okay, so that's kind of my view of gold. Kind of looking at the chat here to see if there's any questions. I don't see them. So let me go ahead then and move to the crude oil chart. Okay, so we can close this and move over to crude oil. All right, so similar kind of thing. I'm gonna maybe leave some of these things over there because I see that we're in the middle of these ranges that I've established. So let's look at the daily. All right, looking at the daily. Okay, well, we'll get rid of some of these here. Get rid of some of this. Okay, so we remain in a bullish channel to the upside. We are up or near daily supply zone, right? We'll talk about what these ADR and ADR lows a little bit later when we drop down a time frame or two. So yeah, I've identified here, I believe maybe in the lower time frame, some supply and demand zones, which again we'll talk about later. So yeah, bullish channel, currently developing some price action to the downside, specifically in the fact that we are developing a bearish engulfing off of supply area that I identified in possibly in the lower time frame chart. We have a kind of a daunting, supply area evidence of selling here up at what was that 88, 89. Okay. So let's see, where is my ADR levels? Bum, 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 bum. Let's turn that on. Okay, where's my ADR? Don't see my ADR. VWAP. And let's see, settlement. IB this. All right. And then an initial balance. Okay. All right. So I have some of the things that I normally look at. So market higher, but we are developing some structure that could indicate that we could be pausing here, maybe come back down to the bottom end of this channel. Okay. So let's go ahead and move to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. Now we're starting to see some of these levels here. I don't think we're at the open of the market just yet. A lot of noise here. So you got the 4-hour chart here that we see is bearish. We're up against ADR low and also a supply zone, right? This was a level that generated some buying. Okay, now we're back right at that level. Question is that person or participant in the market still around? If he is around, then he probably needs to step in and let people know that he's around, that he's interested in these prices. Otherwise, we run the risk of price to continue lower and retest some of the lows back down to these supply areas that has reacted off of here of late, back down to 85-ish. Okay. We've had some rejection areas here, right? Multiple times. We got 1, 2, 3 rejections away from this area. Okay. And given what I'm seeing on the 4-hour, maybe it's going to come and revisit that level again. All right. So a little bit of I would say more of a bearish tint to crude oil at the moment. All right. So let's go ahead and take 30-minute. All right. So 30-minute also creating a little bit of a staircase to the downside. We're below VWAP. Okay. Below VWAP and up against ADR low. Not really generating much in the way of reaction at the moment. We're still, like I said, 3 minutes away from the open of the market, but ADR really is not generating what we would expect to see. Okay, there's no guarantee that it will. The fact that it's already reached ADR and we've been pretty much down overnight, it could continue to the downside. Just because we're at ADR does not mean it must reverse. Okay. If we don't see price action to indicate it's going to reverse, it's not going to reverse. It may exceed it, may explore these levels that we've identified here as supply areas before it does that reversal, or some of these levels that are identified by Bjorgum's indicator before it does make that reversal. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and let's start to identify some of these levels here. So go ahead and ADR high. Let's see, ADR high is, let's call it 87.17. 87.17 is what I see as ADR high. And ADR low, that looks more like, let's see, about 85. What is that? 80. We're actually right on top of ADR at the moment. Let's call it 85.47. Okay, 85.47. 85.47. Oops, not 75. 85. 85. 85.47. And then settlement is, open this up here. Settlement is 86.21. Okay. 86.21. Okay. So these are our levels that we should be, aware of. Okay. Because these are levels that, should provide. So we're already below settlement. Okay. We are, like I mentioned, already at a level where we could see a reversal here. Okay. So we look to the left. We see a nice little demand area here. Okay. That's also developed. It's also visible in Bjorgum. I'm just going to highlight it even further. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that in a green color. Okay. So that level right here could present or could provide us a reversal, right? We see a strong buyer here. This is not your average participant in the market. Okay. This is somebody with some capital. Okay. This bar does not get created by you or I. So if he was or if she was interested in these prices, it stands to reason that they may be interested at these prices again. All right. So really hard for me to sell into this. Okay. Lot of confluence here. A lot of I'm kind of headed into a gang of buyers here. Okay. Not something that I necessarily want to do. Okay. So I'm already at a level for buying. If my intention is to sell, then I need to wait for higher pricing. Okay. I need to wait for I need to sell strength, right? So I can ADR high. Some of these maybe demand zones or the supply zones that are established above me is where I would like to sell the market. Okay. Not really keen on selling at an area where I see a lot of buying activity. Okay. All right. So let's see. Anything, nothing. Okay. No questions on crude oil. All right. Did I even draw? I didn't think I didn't think if I draw. Let me draw my fixed range volume profile. I did not do that. So let's go back and see where we stand. But it does look like that we might be in range. Okay. So this is the 9 o'clock candle. This is the 4:30 candle. And just like gold, we opened inside of value, inside of range, inside of balance. So again, could lead. Not seeing. Let's see why the initial balance indicator is not triggering at the moment. Yeah. So we've already at the open of the market. Okay. Let's see if I can. What is this? Okay. Well, if it's not doing what it needs to do, it's out of there. All right. Yeah. So I'm just going to start with this initial balance manually here just to get a feel for where it's at. Right. This is the bottom. Right. And this is the top so far. Okay. Relatively narrow initial balance range so far. Okay. So we have another 30-minute candle that we need to close here before we can kind of confirm it. Now, yeah. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. If this candle manages, or even a 15-minute candle manages to close bullish here, we may have an opportunity to take the market back to the upside. Okay. So we'll have to wait and see for the next 13 minutes here and see what it's able to establish. Okay. But it is already giving us some indication that this area could indeed be respected. All right. Okay, I think I finished what I need to say about crude oil. So let's go ahead and move to some of the equities. So we'll start with our favorite. Okay, the our NQ. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let's see, remove some of these drawings. Hopefully I don't remove any of these. Okay, so we're gonna go start with the daily. The daily and the daily again, still kind of in a range, I would say. A lot of overlapping candles, really not making, you know, good indication that where it wants to take the market. My market is still, I guess, trying to understand or trying to figure out exactly where it wants to go. Okay, so in the meantime, we're just kind of overlapping here. Okay, nothing of significance either way. Okay, on the daily, 4 hour, 4 hour is probably going to tell us the same thing, but we are appear to be creating a demand level here, right? I see some rejection candles, rejection, 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 rejection. Now I have a nice developing bullish engulfing candle. All right, now we're a ways away from seeing that candle, kind of complete here. Maybe not a ways away, but not maybe not too far, but less it's developing bullish against the zone of interest. Okay, we have some demand here. All right, so for our still kind of, I would say, kind of, I would, if I had to draw a channel, my channel would not be to the upside. My channel would be more down, right? So we're kind of in a bearish channel. So if I'm at the top of the channel, well, I'm going to follow what the lead here. Okay. It reversed every time to the downside, every time it got to the top of the channel. So what should I do? Well, if I get back to the top of the channel, I should let it reverse. All right. I shouldn't be looking for an opportunity to go bullish at the top of the channel. Okay. Again, we don't necessarily want to go bullish at the top. Okay. Maybe if we are interested in the bullish, this might be an area that we're, kind of reacting off of right now. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the 30-minute. Again, we have a very nice, or actually closed, of a very nice bullish engulfing candle. All right. Now, the question is there going to be some follow through? We have ADR on above us. So let me go ahead and identify what that range is. Okay. So ADR high. ADR high is, let's call it, what is that? 305. Let's see what I want to do here. 18306.75. 18306.75. Okay, we have ADR low at 1860. Yeah, it looks like maybe 63. ADR low 18063. Guys, so it's these numbers are really more ranges or areas. I wouldn't pay too much attention to the exact number because we don't stop on the dime. When price comes to it, it comes to an area. So just because I'm putting these numbers here, it really should be ranges. Okay, so any approximates. Okay, so let's see, 18. What is this? 18.3. 196.75 is kind of what I'm seeing as settle. 18.196.75, not 19. 196.75. Okay. All right. So those are our levels. Let's go ahead and bring up our fixed range volume profile here. If I can locate it. All right, here it is. We'll go back to Wednesday, go back to the 930 bar. Okay, 930. There I am. Drag that to the 1330 bar. There I am. And right now, market not open yet, but already showing signs that the bulls have taken control, okay, of the market before pre-market. Okay, so it seemed like we might be destined to get up to this ADR level before we make any sort of decision at a possible, potential reversal. Okay, this could provide us a nice level for a reversal, because at the end of the day, guys, what are we seeing on the higher time frame? Well, we're starting to see evidence of selling. Right, we're in a bearish channel. Okay, so if I'm a seller, I need to look at levels where I'd like to sell. Okay, And the top of the range here is one of those areas. ADR is one of those areas. If I'm a buyer, well, it left an area. So if price does manage to get back to VWAP, then that might be an area where I'd like to participate. If it get back down to ADR low, 18,063 is also another area that I like to participate in the market. But we have to remain cognizant of the fact that the higher time frame is not telling us up, it's telling us down. Okay. So we need to, respect that, right? We have this daunting, I'm assuming this is a result of CPI yesterday, right? We had this daunting candle, right? That what basically they sold off the market here. Okay. If we come back to some of these areas, okay, expectation again is that, I need to look for shorts. Simple as that. Okay. Need to look for shorts, because if they were interested to sell at these prices, chances are they're interested in selling those prices again. All right. Taking a peek here at the chat. No real questions on the market. It seems everybody's clear what they need to be looking at and what they need to be doing. So we'll go ahead and move on to ES. All right. So I'll go to ES here. Just going to minimize this, open up this. All right. We're going to go ahead and look at the daily, open up the daily chart. Okay. Here we are. Okay. So here we are. We broke a channel to the upside, starting to develop some structure to the downside. We took a peek below, was met with buyers. Okay. Something seems like the market is not quite ready for that move. Okay. We have a developing bullish candle. All right. In an otherwise, potential bearish kind of channel here. All right. So if I'm up again, similar to what we said about NASDAQ, if we're up at this top end of the channel, expectation has to be to the downside. If we're at the bottom end of the channel, yeah, we could probably take a flyer here on a long, right? And for a long, maybe back up to these levels or back up to this conviction bar here at 5260. Okay. But we have to understand that we are developing or beginning to develop a bearish channel to the downside. So what does the 4-hour tell us? Well, the 4-hour is probably going to tell us a similar kind of thing. We're already at a bottom end of the channel. We are developing a bullish engulfing candle. We've already reacted away from ADR. Okay. We're going to identify what those levels are here in a minute on the 30. Okay. But we're at kind of a nice location, I would say, for a potential buy. Okay. But we have to set our expectations that it may not go to the moon. Okay. It may just make it all the way up to, ADR, maybe get to up to this supply area, potential supply area. It's not really identified as a supply area because we've got to have some wicks. But this was a consolidation area in the past before it was sold off as part of the news. Okay. So if price makes it back up to these levels, well, again, around 5260, expectation is that we should think about fading the market. All right. Looking at the 30-minute. All right. 30-minute chart. Okay. 30-minute chart just closed out a nice, 30-minute bar. Okay. Engulfed, disappointed a lot of sellers here, right? These sellers were thinking, oh, it's going to drop to the floor. Well, nope, not in the cards, right? Somebody stepped in and spoiled a lot of hopeful bears here, okay, and reversed the market. So these bearish traders here are probably in a lot of pain if they haven't already closed out their short positions, okay? We're kind of coming off of ADR, coming against ADR to the high side. So let's identify what those levels are. So ADR high is, we're going to call it, let's see, 50, let's call it 52.28, 52.28.75. Okay. On the bottom side, low side is what? 51.75. ADR low, 51.75.75, I think it was. And then we got settle at 52.07.75. Okay, settle at 52.07.75. Okay, so those are our levels. what should we be doing? Well, let's draw in volume profile. Well, let's see. This happened at 5:30, so that's not going to influence us too much. So we're going to draw it over here and drag it across to our 430 bar. And there we have it. So price has exceeded value area high. Bulls are in control. Okay. How much are they going to, how long are they going to be in control? Well, the first test here is ADR high. Okay. That's going to be the first test to see how many buyers are they going to be, around to be able to push us through ADR high. Okay. Chances are it's going to come to these levels. Okay. Statistics tell us that it's going to come to these levels and fade away. Okay. That is what statistics is telling us. It could come back to settlement price and offer us a nice secondary opportunity to go long. VWAP, another area where we can participate and go long. Okay. Value area high is also, these are all kind of locations similar to settlement, right? We have settlement and value area high, confluence of a couple levels that could provide us a location to participate in the long. Am I interested in a long at these prices? No. Why? Don't want to pay retail. I need a pullback, regardless of how fast or how far the market goes. I'm not going to be the guy to buy that one last lot at, whatever it is that we're at right now. I'm just not going to do it. Okay. I demand of the market that it comes back to a level where I can manage my risk. Bottom line. That's VWAP, that settlement price, whatever it is, I need a little bit of a pullback, especially given the fact that I'm in a bearish kind of channel. I don't need to be the guy, taking those arrows up here. Okay. If I'm a seller, well, I need to wait for these levels above, right? We have ADR high, right? Maybe the 4-hour chart could offer us some other zones here. I do see that we have a daunting kind of candle here. Well, that's kind of generated by the CPI report, right? That whoever this seller was or set of sellers that generated this could offer another area for us to fade the market. All right. Let's see. Candle is. Thank you, Coach. See you. Okay. What is the price? This is right here up on the Shark Trends. 52.0775 is settle for ES. If assuming that you're asking for ES. Candle is from PPI. Yeah. This is CPI. CPI. This was a CPI candle. Okay. So let's see. All right. So no other questions. We'll close out with YM. So we'll go ahead and open up the YM chart. Okay. All right. So YM chart. Go ahead and open this up to a daily just really quick. We'll take a quick peek at the daily, but I suspect we're basically getting the same kind of price action we've been getting on the other markets. Okay. So a little bit of structure here has been broken to the downside, right? Drop, base, drop. Okay. We've broken some structure here. Now we're up against some other structure on the left. If we do manage to close below that, then it opens up some of these levels below us, 37,800, 38,000. It opens up those levels. Okay. So you can start to see here, right, that we've started to develop a channel to the downside, right? You see it's quite visible here. Okay. So again, should I be fighting this with long trades? No, we should be looking for opportunities to go short. That is the trade. That is the wind behind our sails. Okay. Could we get a bullish move today up to this channel? Absolutely. Is that going to be the move that goes to the moon? Unlikely. Okay. Can happen. But if I'm going to really turn my attention or turn this market to more bullish, it needs to get above needs to get above 39,400, 39,400 for me to really change I need to see a break of structure to the upside. I do not see that right now. Okay. All right. 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, similar story. We're developing a bullish engulfing candle, much like the other equities. Okay. Off of near or just away of ADR low. Okay. But again, still in a bearish channel, right? bullish behavior inside a bearish channel. All right. It's kind of the theme for the equities here. Okay. So looking at the 30-minute chart. All right. I'm going to go back. We have, go ahead and I'll start off with my fixed range volume profile. I'm going to go back to this was candle right here. Yeah. Drag that across to the, let's see, I already passed it right about there. Okay. So here we are. We are just above, has just breached above a value area high. Okay. Just above settlement price, but we're still about, 10 minutes or 15 minutes away from the open of the market. All right. So, but we are already making some strides, or bulls are making some disappointing, a lot of sellers here again, right? So right to where we're saying about ES, all these sellers are not happy. All right. They just got, their hopes kind of quelled a little bit. Okay. We have a very strong bullish bar here, followed by not quite a strong bullish bar, but it's breaking some levels. Now we are seeing some selling activity here, right? We're starting to see some wicks. Question is it going to close with wicks, or is it going to close more like this candle with little wicks, big body? Okay. Where am I a seller? Well, I'm a seller up at ADR. Let's figure out what that level is. All right. So ADR high in this case is 39 or 38.9. Is that 30? Yeah, 38.926. 38.926. ADR low. ADR low is, what is that? What is this level here? ADR low is not just below 38.520. Let's call it 38.504. ADR low 38.504 for those Dow future traders. And then settle is 38.757. 38 settlement is 38.757. Okay. So there's our levels. Again, similar to what we said already. Okay. If I'm a buyer, I don't want to be a buyer up here. I need to see VWAP or settlement price or value area high. But because we could have, again, we're about 10 minutes away from the open of the market. We'll see what the initial balance does, but these are some reference levels that I can use. Okay. If I'm going to break a level like settlement or via value area high, I want it to be done with some conviction to indicate that there are a good number of buyers there present. Okay. I do not want to participate in a light volume move up only to be met by sellers and then have them take the market back. All right. So if I'm doing anything at these levels, I'm probably waiting for a level where I can kind of lean on as far as bear. Okay. If I'm a buyer, again, I need to look at a little bit of the discount for me to participate. All right. All right. I think, let's just make sure that this is visible for everybody here. I think that is what I want to share today. Can you look at CL again before you go? Yeah, I'll take a quick peek at CL. All right. Jake, let's take a look at CL. Anything specifically that you're wanting to understand, Jake? Go back to see if that's the question. Okay, so here's CL. Gonna open this up here. We are establishing a candle here, right? That could indicate that could provide an opportunity. All right. Now we could be aggressive. Okay. Right. We look at the 15-minute chart. We could be aggressive, right, and take in an opportunity long aggressively, right? But we're still in some structure that could provide, or could cause the market to continue lower. Because what do we see on the left? we're seeing a staircase of price action headed lower. Now, is that move kind of stalling a bit? Absolutely. Ideally, my humble and personal opinion here, guys, is just an opinion. I would personally probably prefer to wait for a close above VWAP and above this structure for me to consider long, right? Because I feel this area is kind of I would say maybe a little bit of a bull trap, right? This area right here, just under where I see some selling, a little bit of a bull trap. Okay. For me, I would probably be a little bit err on the side of conservative. I want to see price break some of this structure here, even though it moves away maybe from some of these lows and maybe where I can manage my risk. But I would say that, probably I would be more inclined to wait for a close above VWAP before I participate in a move back up to this level here, or maybe up to 80R exhaustion on the other side. Okay. I don't know, Jake, if that's what you were looking for or not. Oh, you're trying to figure out a hypo? Well, that's one hypo. I mean, you could take a trade here long, right? But you're exposed here a little bit, I would say, right? It could stall on you relatively quickly, right at underneath VWAP. Okay. All right. Okay. So that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. Um, don't be afraid to hit the like button on your way out. If you are new to this pre-market review and you're not a subscriber, encourage you to subscribe. If especially if the content that I'm providing resonates with you, and don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel so you're notified when I do provide these kind of sessions in the future. Okay. Otherwise, have a trade well, trade safely, wait for your levels, wait for your confirmation of those levels, and let's see if everyone can profit from the market today. Okay. All right. That's it for me, guys. Have a fantastic day.